Ooh, phone call. I don't recognise that number. Maybe it's Fanny. Fanny?
Hello, is this Shaun Damon?
You're not Fanny?
No, my
Okay,
name's
sorry.
Frederick, not Fanny. I'm from the
Oh,
MLS All
MLS.
Star Game.
MLS. But I manage in Mexico. Sorry, I think you got the wrong number.
I'm just here to inform you that you have been selected to manage the Mexican All Star team.
Have I been selected?
Yes,
Cool.
congratulations.
Okay. Yeah, I'm up for that. What's the deal with it though? It's only a few days until
Few
the
things
game.
that we need to run through before this game takes
Okay.
place.
So are there
So
flights
even
for
though
me or
you're the
something?
manager, you will not be allowed to come and manage the team.
Right. So I've been selected as the manager, but I can't actually manage the game.
That is correct.
Cool. Do I get to pick the team?
No, not at all. We've already
No,
selected
that's
the
already been
team.
done as well. Okay. What about the formation?
And no, you
No.
cannot select the tactic. We've done that for
So
you.
I've been selected as the manager, but I have no input at all.
We want to give this MLS All Star team every possible chance of beating Mexican All
Yeah,
Stars.
whatever. Just
So that sounds good to you?
yep. Have fun, guys.
Pleasure doing
Yep,
business
yep.
with you,
No worries.
Shaun, and
Okay.
good luck for the rest of your
Yep.
season over
Cheers.
there in
I think.
Mexico.
Yep. Bye.
Thank you.
Weird. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Hexagon Challenge here on Shaun Does FM. I hope you are doing well today, despite what the screen behind me looks like. We are going to be taking on Deportivo Toluca in the quarterfinals of the Leagues Cup. So if you're looking forward to that, remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already, also consider hitting that subscribe button and turning that notification bell on as well. It is greatly appreciated. But as you would have seen from the intro, we nearly came back for a different game today because we got selected to manage the Mexican All-Star team, which was pretty exciting until we couldn't select the team, and then we couldn't actually manage the game because it was a friendly. I think this is what happened. It was a friendly and I wasn't turned on to manage friendlies. My assistant was. Still, I would have thought this game was a bit more important than a friendly. I'm thinking that might be the reason I wasn't able to manage this one, but they simulated it without me, so I was manager without really being manager of this game, and we lost on penalties after the score was 1-1 at full time. You can see only Wellison and Montoya selected from my 11, which seemed a little bit harsh considering how well we've been doing since we joined Monterrey, but unfortunately losing the MLS All Star game on penalties, a game which, if I was managing, we would have actually come back for, but I think because I didn't have friendlies turned on as manageable, my assistant's been doing those. I think that's why that game got skipped over, but it does mean we can get through the season a little bit quicker here in Mexico, but that would have been quite a cool game to manage against the MLS All-Stars, who you can see have a few decent looking players in their lineup there just name-wise, but they picked up the win on penalties. But since you were last here, as well as that weird happening with the MLS All-Star game, we did take on, would you believe it, Deportivo Toluca in Liga MX. So we've had back-to-back games against these guys, and based on the first outing, this should be quite a tight game today, even though it is at home, just as this Liga MX game was, in which we picked up a 2-1 win. 2 goals in the first half, key for this win here. We open the scoring at the 16-minute mark. Renan up to Pedrolita. Puente from outside the box, a good fizzer into the bottom left corner to make it 1-0. And then just after the half-hour mark, we have a throw-in. Almaraz to Renan, puts the ball in, and Puente just gets his head to it ahead of Urban and puts that into the bottom left corner, picks up a double to make it 2-0 at halftime. They did strike around the hour mark, did Deportivo Toluca, a header there from Noir, a good finish into the bottom left corner as well, but we held on for a 2-1 win with our full strength team, of course, with Pidgelita in for this game due to an injury to Guti Arias. So that's another injury that we've picked up since yesterday's episode, but a good win to keep us 2 from 2 in Liga MX. We'll show you guys the league table quickly, and you can see we are on maximum points along with Club America and Querétaro at the moment, albeit only 2 games gone in teams like Cruz Azul and Atletico San Luis still have their second game to play in the league. So it's a bit all over the place at the moment, but we are on maximum points and starting the season off pretty well, yet to taste defeat here at Monterrey in 2033-34 season. But as we said in yesterday's episode, the transfer window is still open in Europe and South America, and we've had to make a promise to Luz Montoya. A bid came in for him from KN. He wanted to join them in France because they offered higher wages, but we were able to promise him that we'd sell him at the end of the season. Obviously, our transfer window here is closed, so we can't bring another player into the squad even if we wanted to, even if we made that sale. So we told him we'll sell you at the end of the season, but not right now. And he was happy with that. Hopefully, as I said yesterday, we can get this Champions League wrapped up here this season, finish the challenge. So that is not our issue, but something to keep in mind. We've still got bids coming in for players. We've had a bid for Gutierrez, but luckily it was from a French club that he didn't want to join. That is one he does want to join, but at the moment they haven't put a bid in for him. So that could get interesting as well, but still getting some foreign bids in. And if we go to the season preview, you will see that we are now the favourites to win Liga MX for the first time since we've joined the club, and that is because Club America have sold some of their star players who would have featured in this Dream 11. Their goalkeeper Estrada has left for Corinthians, 3.9 million euros, and also their very good striker Julio Cesar Carcamo, also going to Brazil, Flamengo for 10.25 million, could rise a little bit, but those are two big sales that they have made, and they can't really replace them until the next transfer window, registration wise at least, I think. So that is a massive help to us. That makes one of our tougher opposition, albeit we're yet to play them, so we're not too sure yet, but definitely a team who you'd expect to be challenging us for the titles domestically this year. A bit weaker, so that can only help us, and hopefully if more bids come in for our players, we're able to do that promise thing that we've done with Montoya, and we don't end up in a situation like Club America have had to end up in with those sales of Estrada and Carcamo, because that would be a little bit of a disaster. Hopefully we can keep making those promises to keep our players at the club, unlike what they have decided to do. But we will come back now that we've covered all that stuff off, although I think we will go to the medical centre because, as you can see, Jimenez is still out with an orange injury, as is Clayton, albeit players probably wouldn't have started this game for us anyway, and Ocampo and Ayala still out for a fair while, and Gutierrez has recovered in time for today's game, as has Villalba, so they can feature possibly off the bench for the latter anyway. And looking at our team going into this game, we are going to be putting Villalba into it, seeing as Pidgeota did have to play that game in the league a few days ago because of Gutierrez's injury. And we've also had to bring in Estrada for Almaraz, as he had to cover Clayton in the league game. And we've also got Barber in there, as he is a bit fitter than our other left backs, with Garcia coming onto the bench, who's just having that heavy workload, whereas Barber is light, so he's going to get a run in this backup team this time only. But that's our team going into this game. Hopefully we can get a similar result to that we got in the league game, albeit it will be a little bit tougher with a team mostly made up of rotation players. But we'll see if we can make our way to the semi-finals of this Leagues Cup. We'll come back shortly for this home game against Deportivo Toluca to try and stay unbeaten for the season so far. And we are at home in our blue and white stripes with, as I said, a heavily rotated team taking on Toluca, who are in the red, as we are kicking off playing right to left. Toluca only making 2 or 3 changes from what I could tell since that league game, so they're putting out more or less an identical team to the one they played against us in the league, whereas we have made quite a bit of rotation, so that's going to be interesting to see how that works out for them. But after 5 minutes, not much happening, and it's 0-0 early on in this Leagues Cup quarterfinal. 29 minutes gone here, and we have a throw in, the first highlight since kickoff, so it's been a very quiet opening period or half hour to this game as Deportivo Toluca look to play out from the back. They do get their head to that, and Barber gives up the ghost on that, so they will keep possession here, will Toluca, although this time Barber is able to tidy things up for us as we look to get the first real attack of the game going. We've had all the shots in this game so far, Toluca offering nothing that was worthy of a highlight, according to the match engine anyway. So we look to do something of note this time around as the ball goes out to Barber, puts it into the box. Carvajal with a header, but it is blocked by the defence, but we get the ball back and look to have another attack going. A ball play for Soli, and somehow the goalkeeper has made a mess of that. It's a very soft goal to be conceding. Garcia with a ball over the top, and the goalkeeper, really poor play from him there, and Soli kind of beats him to the ball. Not too sure if that's the exact right way to put it, but he gets there first anyway and is able to tuck that away at the near post. The goalkeeper just comes out and ends up in absolutely no man's land. Soli gets the angle over and beats him near post, and we go 1-0 up right on the half-hour mark. Just onside. We have dominated the game up till now, so I suppose we deserve that, but with the first real highlight of the game, we do make it 1-0. 33 minutes gone here, and Deportivo Toluca looking to strike right back. Campos with the ball into a mixer. We hit it away, but they will keep possession, and Campos puts another one in far post. Good effort from Munoz with his head, but a good save from our backup Rodriguez. So he's showing a bit of improved form since that game against LAFC, albeit they will have a corner, so another chance to have a go, but Rodriguez claims that safely, and it will remain 1-0 at the 34-minute mark. And that is half-time, a very quiet first half, but we go into the sheds 1-0 up, as you can see by the XG there, us in the dark blue, which is a little bit hard to tell, but Deportivo Toluca not really kicking into gear until they gifted us that goal. Too solid. They had a few good chances off the back of that, most notably, no doubt, the one they showed with that header in the 33rd minute, but a good save from Rodriguez keeps this at 1-0 at halftime. A few more shots than them, a lot more on target, and that's what's made the difference so far. So playing okay enough. Our position's a bit of a concern, if we're being honest. 43 to 57, not great, but we've done enough to get the halftime lead. We will make a sub at halftime. Carvajal on a yellow heart, so I think we're going to bring Wallace on for him. That will be our one halftime change, and then we'll get going into the second half as we are 1-0 up in the Leagues Cup quarter-final against Deportivo Toluca. 49 minutes gone, and we have our first highlight of the second half. It is a corner. Nunez puts this in. Gomez with a header. Rodriguez right on the line for them with a save. Just keeps that out and keeps it at 1-0. We have another corner off the back of that. Another header there from Gomez or Solly, but it's over the bar, and it does remain 1-0 at the 50-minute mark, albeit they do have a goal kick, which they do get their head to, and Toluca ball forward for Lozas, but he just has a poor first touch. That's a bit lucky for us. Rodriguez will claim it. We might get an attack on the go here, but that was a really good chance for Toluca to square things up. Just a poor first touch from their striker as they clear the ball quite poorly there through the Toluca defence. And Villalva, with one of his first touches we've seen on camera, just gets past his man, puts a ball in Willison with the header, and it's a good save by their Rodriguez, and it keeps it at 1-0 in the 51st minute. We will have yet another corner here as Nunez will put this into the mixer. We get ahead to it solely, but it is high yet again, and it does remain 1-0 just after halftime. 58 minutes gone here, and we are going to make our first substitution of this game. Avila on a so-so rating and a yellow heart. So what we're going to do is bring Renan on for him. Probably not as good in the box-to-box role as he would be in the advanced playmaker role, but he has definitely been our best midfielder since we've joined the club. We'll make that substitution, the second one of the game for us. As you can see, probably not ideal in box-to-box, but we'll try him there, see what happens, and hopefully hold on to this 1-0 lead for this last 30-odd minutes. Throw into Deportivo Toluca shortly off the back of that substitution. They flick one on, but Rodriguez claims the ball quite nicely for us there with a dive forward to secure possession, and we now look to get something going down the other end as Wallason tries to make his way forward with possession down this left-hand side, just on the edge of the box. Can he create a chance for us? Puts the ball in Solly with the header. It hits the post. A really good chance for us to make it 2-0, but it does remain 1-0 just after the hour mark. 61 minutes gone, and we have a throw-in shortly after that last highlight where we hit the woodwork, so close to making it 2-0. Wallason on the ball. Again, back out to Barber. We'll put one in. Finds Villalva, and he hits the post as well. We should definitely be 2 up by now. Solly gets possession back for us, but his ball into the mixer is cut out, and that will be the chance. 1-0 after 63 minutes. Unlucky not to be 2-0. 65 minutes gone here, in Estrada on a 6.7 and a yellow heart. So we're going to make our last change, get Clayton back into the mix after he missed the last couple of games through injury. His first game since then, I believe, anyway. And we'll see if he can provide some impetus from right back, try and get us the extra goal just to really wrap this up. We're playing pretty well at the moment, it has to be said, as we'll also get Gomez to ease off tackles, just looking for that cushion goal as it's 1-0 with 25 left. 67 minutes gone here, free kick to Renan forces a good save out of Rodriguez, a good chance for him from it just outside the box there, but it does remain 1-0 around the 69-minute mark. 77 minutes gone here, and we do have the ball just outside the box on this left-hand side. Wallason losing it, but getting it back, and we still look for this cushion goal. Nunez, Villalva. He has room for a shot, forces a good save out of Rodriguez, tipping that over the bar when he was trying to find the top left corner, and they are still in this game, Deportivo Toluca, as we look for this cushion goal. We put a corner into the mixer. They do cut it out, but Renan gets possession back for us. Now Wallason, he is taken down, but not a foul. Renan gets possession back for us, but he kicks it straight into a Toluca player. It goes out for a throw-in, no more highlight. And with 10 to go, it's still 1-0. 93 minutes gone, the last minute, and Toluca have a free kick, which they take short, just knocking it about outside the box. Rosas tries to rip one into one of the top corners, but we block it, and we just scrap out a 1-0 win. You look at the stats, we should have had way more than one goal. You could see in the second half we hit the woodwork 2 times, which was really unfortunate. Deserved the win, it felt like. You can see from the formation, we just pulled the wingers back for those last 10 minutes to make sure that we did hold on. But a pretty good performance. Would have been nice to get more goals, but with the rotation team against a team who did push our first team midweek in the league, that's not a bad result. Maybe those fresher leagues did just help us get that result, and we will be making our way to the Leagues Cup semi-finals, and we'll come back and show you guys who we will be playing in that round. So we've done enough just to scrape by in both games of this Leagues Cup so far, which isn't bad seeing as we are using the rotation team, as you would have seen from our last 2 games, and we do make our way into the semi-finals where we will be joined by the Columbus Crew, Vancouver Whitecaps, and Pumas. And as you can tell by the draw, which I'm just flicking through in the fixtures results here, you can probably tell who we will be playing in the next round because of how the days worked out and fixtures. We are going to be taking on the defending champions of this competition who have won it the last 2 times. It is the Vancouver Whitecaps. So that should be a really good test for us against good MLS opposition coming the next time we play in the Leagues Cup. And that means in the other semi-final, it will be the Columbus Crew taking on Pumas, who did defeat Club America. Maybe those sales that they made, not ideal for them, I have no doubt about that. Might have just weakened them a little bit more than they would have thought, which may help us in Mexico this year. Of course, Club America not in the CONCACAF Champions League, so not a team that we have to worry about there, but they're definitely going to be weaker because of those sales, so will be interesting to see how their results go in the league as well as cup competitions after those sales that they made. But that will be a game for a few episodes time, because when we come back for tomorrow's episode, we do have another game coming up before that Leagues Cup semi-final. It is against the American opposition, but it is the Campeones Cup, and it is against the New York Red Bulls at our home stadium, a tie between the Liga MX and MLS winners. So we're going to be taking on the New York Red Bulls, who currently find themselves 6th in the Eastern Conference of the MLS, predicted to finish 15th, so not doing a terrible job. 9 points behind the Chicago Fire in the Eastern Conference, and they'll be a little way behind in the Western Conference, where, as you can see, the Vancouver Whitecaps doing a very good job on that side of the MLS. So that's going to be a really good tie to look forward to in a couple of episodes. But another MLS team in tomorrow's episode, the New York Red Bulls, as we look to win our 2nd trophy for the season here at Monterrey. But that will do it for today's episode. If you did enjoy that narrow 1-0 win over Deportivo Toluca, then make sure to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already, also consider hitting that subscribe button and turning that notification bell on as well. And until tomorrow, when we play the Campeones Cup and look to claim our 2nd trophy of the season already here at Monterrey, thank you very much for watching. Keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.